Well, good day and welcome to this special Island Stats and Sports Inside and Out Legends of Sports show. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me is my assistant host and Coach Charlie Hatcher. And Coach, we have some special guests who will welcome us in about 3 or 4 months into their city. And we have some big news to share with the people that Portsmouth, Virginia, will be a special place come April. Just to be around some legends of sport. And Coach, I'll allow you to welcome in our two guests because what they're allowing us to do, and they're opening their city up to the legends is such a remarkable thing on the horizon.
Oh God, yes. Welcome, listeners. This is a new phase in what we're doing in our communication and broadcasting with the legends of sports of those who help make the game. We're so always happy to be a part of our partnership and collaboration with Island Stats Bermuda Sports. That's our second home in the Caribbean, anywhere as such. But working with our new contract and piece with Legacy TV with the actor and legendary Tim Reed and his lovely acting wife Daphne Reed, we now have a stream broadcast that will be able to take us all over the world now and come right straight into the States. But we never had outside of New York, Philadelphia, and I have to say, sometime LA. I'm not going to get too far off from it. A really home for the legends, because everything now is so Hollywoody and glitterous, but they don't have a home for the legends to say, we have something to do and say, and we want people to be able to commune and dialogue and listen to the people who help make the game. And now all of a sudden we're coming to something that's impactful to any great degree, Earl, is that we found a city in my home area, Tidewater, Virginia, where I came up and made my career out of. And the Virginia Squires, our guys, we were doing a program called Thanks for the Memories, because the guys wanted to go back to their home area where they started their careers, and then they would move on and close the door and give a thank you to the state of Virginia and the Tidewater area where they first started their careers. Now, then you talk about Dr. J, Charlie Scott, Julius Erving, George Gervin. These are guys, the top 50 of the greatest of ever in the NBA. But they started their careers right there in the Tidewater area. Many of them lived in Portsmouth. So for us to be able to bring everybody back where they started their careers and was formulation of one of the greatest basketball fives ever, with Dr. J, Charlie Scott, George Gervin, and Ray Scott, the legendary coach of the Detroit Pistons, coach of the year, first African-American. That was a heck of a team. And now with these guys coming back to say hello, adieu, we had a mayor, Shannon Glover, a great guy and a tremendous guy. We call him Peter the Great as a marketing guy. It's a great situation now that we'll be able to do something, the biggest sports special of the season, not as a Super Bowl. It's going to happen right in Portsmouth, Virginia, because the PIT, the league where I started, the 75th anniversary, these guys have been putting pros in the league for so long. Ben Wallace and all these guys, they came out of the PIT. It's so many greats. Dennis Rodman, all these guys played in the PIT. And now they're part of a legacy that is coming back, and hopefully we'll get all the sponsorship we need, Earl, to come in this pack to do a monumental sports special highlighting Portsmouth and everything that's going on that Portsmouth can do and has done in the past and in the future or present. We'll come back to say thank you for the last time, because you'll never see these guys again. This is the last time. So we have the thanks for the memories, and then leading into the PIT. And I do have a special surprise for Peter and for the mayor, legendary Hall of Fame Ben Wallace. one of the great big men in the NBA Hall of Famer from the Detroit Pistons, came from the PIT, will be coming back with Ray, and be a part of, hey, thank you for what you've done to start their careers. So it's going to be a real interesting thing on the 11th and 12th of April. We look forward to it. But enough of that. Let's talk about these guys, man. And we're so appreciative at having you down here on our first tour launch for Legacy TV with Island Stats and Bermuda Sport is going to be something impactful. We're going to really launch a sports special that's never been done before that we know of. To have these many greats, Hall of Famers there, along with some of the greats, and show what a small caliber powerhouse combine like the PIT, one of the fifth largest in the country, can make.
Yeah. Well, Mayor, first of all, welcome. Thank you. Hearing and having so many legends in your city at one time. How special is it for Portsmouth?
Well, Earl, I'm words right now. I'm trying to find the words how special it is, but I can tell you it is going to be monumental, and it is going to be something that is going to elevate our community even higher than what it is today. You know, the good news is we're excited here in Portsmouth about the history of PIT, but more importantly about those individuals who came through here. This is a homecoming. And anytime you have a homecoming, man, a family reunion, you get excited about that. As the coach alluded to, this might be the last time we see some of those family members, but we consider those guys who were trailblazers in the NBA to be family in the city of Portsmouth. And we have a saying in Portsmouth, man, Portsmouth is for people, all people. And during the month of April, when those guys, those legends descend upon this city, I can tell you this community is going to extend the love in a way that they probably haven't seen in a long time. We're grateful, we're hopeful, and we're excited, and we are looking forward to celebrating the memories.
Sure. And Peter, just hearing the names that Coach Hatcher was dishing out there must be exciting, and even it is an opportunity for the folks that watch these guys play in person to then have a chat with young people about what these guys were able to do to change so much in America through the sport of basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it is incredibly exciting to have these legends come into Portsmouth. One of the areas that we're going to be doing on the 12th of April is the legends are actually going to be, we're going to invite 25 college and high school athletes to talk to the legends. What's it like being who you are, playing in the games, being in front of the fanfare, et cetera. But, to have all of these legends in one location is just an incredible impact on sports and the changing of sports, I would say in America right now, or the world.
Sure. Coach, when thinking of a place to host such a group of legends, and the fact that the PIT is celebrating their 75th year, must have been one of the easiest things to say, let's do it there, let's celebrate. But the reception that you would have gotten from Portsmouth, how big of a reception was that?
I mean, I don't want to be facetious in any way. Now, I'm originally from Tidewater. I made All-American out of it, but if something happened with, of course, you will see, and God bless his soul to his Jack Ankerson. He was the last owner and coach of the Virginia Squires while they there before they merged into the NBA. Jack, of course, is the mainstay, one of the main backbone of the PIT. We had some things at Virginia Beach some time ago, probably about 10 years ago. We tried to say this would be something that was impactful, but we weren't. They said no. I mean, we did it, but it wasn't harmonious as it could be. The guys wanted to come back and be, because we couldn't do it in Norfolk. That was the first one. I said, man. And Tim Reed just Tim, God bless us. So, I mean, this is something that you want to do. It's not about all commercial value. This is something in talking with the guys that I know and work with all these years, along with my stepson Dominic, me and Wally Jones, and the guys, and the late great Sam Jones. This is what we did. And, we are fortunately the only guys can get these guys together. Everybody wants to try to get it, but this is something, this is a camaraderie. This is what you call a fraternity of legends. And that's just the way it is, as you know, Earl. And we couldn't find anybody. So Jack Ankerson said, Coach, I want you to stop. And Kurt Levy, a dear friend and an attorney down there, he said, it's a mayor down there, man. It's up here. He's from Philly. I said, what? Pennsylvania. Sorry, mayor. But we said, this is interesting. He's got to know the sport thing, So we just happened to call, and they got us in touch with the mayor. And the mayor said, listen, of course, Peter the Great. I got a hold of Peter. I mean, this young man has a great future in the business, too. Just took it off and said, listen, this should be here. And then when I talked to the guys, I said, hey, we're going to Portsmouth. Every last one of them got excited, man. I mean, not little Portsmouth. He said that, hey, we used to go over there, have so much time when we played with the Squires and everything. And that was just as peaceful over there than any place else. But now, since the progressiveness, we heard about the progressiveness of Portsmouth is what we got. How they're opening up for major project and major entertainment and sports, even though it's into the embryonic stage. Catch them while they're developing. That's what you want to do with a good rookie. You catch them while they're developing. We just got in there, and lo and behold, as you can see, the Portsmouth now has become the talk of the nation. This is the first time anything like this has happened, such as a grand reunion of some great guys as a farewell address, and a NBA project of the greats that's coming up in the future. And this guy, I can't say enough about Mr. Mayor Glover. I mean, he's sharp, he's aggressive, he has the welfare of Portsmouth on his sleeve. He's 24/7 talking about it. That's kind of hard. We work out of New York. We work out of Philadelphia and Washington, Atlanta, of course, in the majors. But this is the one now. What we're going to do now, I think, Earl, we talked about it. Never been done before with a small secondary market. We're going to make Portsmouth the home of the legends of sports, with sports inside and out, with our NBA, NFL, and all our great alumni.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Mayor, again, I mean, your city will become the show of the town, the show of the United States for a few days, but it would be down for memories and would be known for the memories of having so many great athletes in the same place at the same time, and again, probably for the last time that they'll be together. Yeah. How exciting are you to actually be able to host these guys and show off what your city has grown to become?
Well, as I said, I'm overjoyed and overwhelmingly excited. So what it means to me when these legends actually show up here, it is like a coming of full circle, right? We talked about the history of African Americans in the NBA and the impact they had on the league. This was where a lot of it got started, and it mushroomed and it grew into something that has been impactful to the world. And think about this from Portsmouth, the little city that got founded in 1752, incorporated in 1858, is now celebrating opening its doors to the legends of the NBA. That is mind-blowing. This is a surreal moment, but I can tell you we're going to be ready. As the coach said, we're progressive. We're moving this city forward. We recognize that sports and entertainment is a big part of that. And so that's why we embrace it. And we're going to look forward to continuing these kind of programs to ensure that we are number one. Portsmouth is not This is not the first of what's happened in Portsmouth. We've got the oldest naval hospital. We've got the oldest naval shipyard. We've got the first freestanding casino, Rivers Casino Portsmouth, in the state of Virginia, right here in our city. So we are used to being first, and we're used to being the finest. And when we welcome the legends here, we're going to show that to the world.
Sure.
Hey, Earl?
Peter, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, you know what, the thing I love so much about it is the congeniality that we have, not just from the mayor and Peter and the staff there. When they told us that we would love that to enter into what you call a sister partnership with Bermuda, it kind of rocked me. I think I told you about that, Earl.
Yeah.
I said for Bermuda to have the impact and what we're doing in sports and the progressiveness of what we're doing with the new legacy TV stream and whatnot with Island Stats, for a city such as Portsmouth being progressive to hook in with a upcoming international program, collaborational program such as what we're doing, it's monumental. I don't think any other island can say I'm in sister partnership anywhere in the world with a city in the U.S. that has the impactful things that are happening in Portsmouth and are going to happen. How many young places in the U.S. or small markets in the U.S. have had a leadership that got casino interest, major casino entertainment interest, and also is bringing in the contingent that they can be hosting of the greatest professional athletes in the world. Very interesting, and I think it should be noteworthy.
Yeah, and Peter, obviously that first contact from Coach and his team would have excited you enough to say, let me get in touch with who I need to get in touch with to make this project happen. Tell us a little bit about that conversation.
I mean, it was a unique conversation. You know, part of my role here is to add new narrative to Portsmouth. Mm-hmm. You know, talk about the history, talk about sports, talk about, you know, what Portsmouth is. And, you know, as I was listening to Coach saying, hey, this is something I'm thinking about doing, you know, would Portsmouth be interested? You know, the mayor's behind us here, your city manager's behind it. I'm like, you know, this is one of these stories that we want to start telling about our city of Portsmouth. And so, you know, what I had to realize is Coach loves calling me every day. So once I got used to, okay, God, it's almost lunchtime. Coach hadn't called me yet. What's going on? You know, I hope everything's all right. But you know, it was just, I love thinking out of the box, you know, and moving forward. And this is just one of these great ways to just present Portsmouth in another way. You know, like the coach was saying, you know, first standing casino, we got sports betting there as well. I mean, it's a great place. 25 monitors. You can watch, you know, all the games simultaneously in a nice reclining chair. We have parks, restaurants, you know, shops. Portsmouth is just a very, very unique hidden treasure. And, you know, part of what I want to do is tell that story, and you can tell it through sports. You can tell it through history. So that's kind of what kind of got me going when I talked to the coach the first time.
Sure. So Mayor, come April 11th and 12th, you're welcoming some of the biggest names in the sport of the NBA, past, present, and hopefully some future players who will be there talking to these legends in your city. And I'm looking forward to being there to share the Bermuda part, and also helping to show, you know, what people can do when we come together to grow, not only through sport, but through fellowship.
That's right. You know, Earl, 100%. And I'm going to share with you that I'm excited that you're going to be here, and we're going to build this relationship, and we're going to do some really special things with this sistership, with this connection between Portsmouth and Bermuda. What I envision sending goodwill ambassadors over to Bermuda as myself and others, so we can see what you guys are doing. And because we are a port city as well, we can probably do some things that will impact not only what we're trying to do on the sport level, but in our communities. And that's an even bigger deal when you think about it.
Okay. We look forward to that. That's for sure. We will talk about that more when we hit the ground there in Portsmouth. Definitely.
Looking forward to seeing you, sir.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much, Coach. Let's
All
keep
right.
building. Let's
Okay.
keep building. We've got some work to do.
That's right. That's right.
Those legends are going to mount up, and we'll help to keep put Portsmouth down as another first, as
That's
people
right.
have already learned that they have been first. Peter, you wanted to?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just to keep track of what's going on here, one of the best places to go is to the PortsmouthInvitational.com website. That's our new PIT website. All of this information that we've been, alluding to today is going to all be on that website so that people can see exactly what we're doing. It's not there yet, but we have got a lot of great information about PIT on it. So, please go to PortsmouthInvitational.com and just keep track of what we're talking about, because that's where you're going to see it first.
Fantastic.
Okay, we'll channel them through there. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be
All right.
speaking again soon.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Earl.
God
Thank
bless.
you, Coach.
Thank
All
you.
right, good, guys.